Mr. Emerson, what steps would you see taken to eradicate these abuses?
Operation Clean Sweep was the right idea. It's just a terrible thing that was forced to stop because one section of the town did not want to be bothered with being cleaned up. It was proven that it was a great exercise between the police department and the volunteer police department to have an exercise just to go through and identify what's wrong with these neighborhoods. We've got to have that. We've got to have people abiding by the law. It's really good when you start walking the neighborhoods and you go through all the streets and you get to see more than you usually do. You get close to the problems. And it's amazing what's out there that you don't see riding by in your car. I think that we've got to enforce this. We've got to get code enforcement to go out and correct these problems. The police force needs to work with them. The volunteer police need to go out there and assist them. And we've got so many deficiencies in the area. And again, there's that rule up there that you won't do this, but we don't enforce it. We've got to start enforcing the rules that we have, the ordinances that we have, to make this a better, cleaner, healthier community.
Mr. Buczkowski, what steps would you see taken to eradicate these abuses?
I think there's two things that we have to do. The first thing that we need to do is get code enforcement to enforce code. It's easy to say, apparently it's hard to do, but we've got to do it. The second thing, and it just so happened in boning up for this event tonight, I was talking to the city manager this afternoon, and we were talking about these things, about yard litter and clutter, buses on the streets and things like that. And we have the ordinances to deal with buses on the streets. And in our ward, there's a tour bus with a trailer attached to the back of it. And it takes up half a block, and it's bizarre. But we don't enforce it. We haven't gone to those people. It's been there for a long time. The second thing that we need to do, that you need to be ready for as citizens, is City Council needs to make sure that we do the difficult things. You know, it's hard to go to somebody and say, clean up your junk, get this mess out of here. But we have to do it. The city manager says that we need to change some of the ordinances. That some of the ordinances, there is no ordinance that really prevents some of this clutter that's in the front yard. So if we want to get serious about it, we've got to get City Council to change the ordinances, and then we have got to get tough. People aren't going to believe that we'll do it until we do it, because we haven't done it. So we have got to step up and do the hard things.
Thank you. Shornak, what steps would you see taken to eradicate these abuses?
Nothing is more frustrating is for you to take care and take pride in your property than to see the next door neighbor have a car that's been there for 15 years. And then complain because Clean Sweep is coming in their area. Maybe for them, do something about it. I think Clean Sweep had great intentions. I think there was a little miscommunication in the City Point area that really wasn't communicated properly. Maybe to the neighborhood watch programs, that would have been a great place to start educating the public on what Clean Sweep was all about. Unfortunately, it didn't go well. I would invite Clean Sweep to my area because nothing is discouraging than to go into an area where people do not take pride in their property. And the value, you know, if you were to go to sell your house and someone come up and sees your next door neighbor, it totally degrades your property and it's not right. And I think we need to make the city enforce these laws that are on the books and make people pay for them. If they don't like it, move out of the county and buy 10 acres of land. But this is what I think we need to do. We need to take more pride in the city and clean it up.
Thank you. Mr. Emerson, Hopewell has 2 rivers. What do you see as the benefit of these rivers for this community? And share your vision to enhance the waterfront.
Wow, with 2 rivers, that's just it's a great resource for us. That's why the manufacturers are here. That's why we're here. That's where the boats landed. It's just a wonderful resource. And what an opportunity we have when we go to City Point and the history down there, and what we have right across the street here at the city park behind the old Patrick School. You remember the downtown plan and how the street came on through and went down to the water. We need to do that. We need to get the marina to a modern facility, to where the boater doesn't fear to put his boat in there, because every time a storm comes by, we're going to have a problem. Our river's a great resource. With these water rates, we never understood the amount of water that we never have a problem with water. Now we're going to see a gigantic increase in water rates. Hard to understand. No one ever told us, you're getting to your max. So others I'm sure you'll be talking about later, but it's just great to have live here by the river. 2 rivers.
Thank you. Ms. Shornack, would you like to share your vision of how to enhance the waterfront?
I remember years ago, Navigator's Den was a nice restaurant on the water. It was facing the water. I used to love going there, and I think we need to maybe try to enhance restaurant owners to come in here, franchises to come in here and open up some seafood restaurants. I would love to see that. Nothing is more relaxing than to go into a restaurant and have a view of the river. I think we need to have better opportunities to show people that we do have something to come to Hopewell for. Many people traveling to Williamsburg, this is a good stop-off place for us to come. And our rivers are advantageous to our city, and I think we need to make better use of it by thinking of more creative ways in bringing people into the city and viewing the river.
Thank you. Mr. Roundoff, what do you see as the benefit of our rivers for this community? And share your vision to enhance the waterfront.
I think that Hopewell has a great potential with its waterways. I don't think we've utilized that potential nearly enough. It's about the river, stupid. There's a quote from someone that's already on council and focuses on the rivers. And I think he's right. One of the greatest assets that we have. My husband works for the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, and my father-in-law was Jack Randolph, who always was a huge proponent for recreational use of waterways. I'm a member of FOLAR, Friends of the Lower Appomattox, because I believe, and I use the river, I love to fish, and I think that those potentials of drawing people here on the scenic river, on the walkways that go from other communities all the way through to our community, to be able to do things such as fish, boat, ski, canoe, kayak. We have great potential to bring businesses here to offer to tourists coming in, to offer amenities to our citizens, and to increase our tax base through those aspects as well. We are lucky to have 2 rivers and be at the confluence of both of those rivers, and we should utilize that to the best of the city's ability.
Thank you.